Hello, everyone. Happy New Year and welcome to Partner Talks Football. We just had some really interesting matches in Premier League yesterday, and I'd be analyzing the three of them. Firstly, we'd be seeing how Manchester City dominated the Sheffield United completely. Then there's a lot to discuss about the Coley Palmer's masterclass against the Luton Town, and finally, the Aston Villa, how they narrowly escaped the draw and managed to stay in the title race. So without the further delay, let's start the video, but please subscribe to the channel so that we can enjoy this beautiful game together. So the first game to discuss is Manchester City versus Sheffield United. Well, just imagine the stadium is Al Ittihad, the hosts are Manchester City, and the away team is Sheffield United, a team battling a relegation. What would you expect? You guessed it right. A complete domination by Manchester City. And that's what happened. As evident from the stats, 81% possession in the game by Manchester City. They led almost everything in the game. The stats pretty much show the supremacy of Manchester City, and the rest of work is done by the average position of the players. As you can see that the Sheffield United players completely stayed in their own half. Even their striker barely crossed the half line. While almost all of the team of Manchester City, even their defenders were inside the half of Sheffield United. So yeah, it was a great game by Manchester City. It would have been easily a 4-0 or 5-0 if Manchester City had converted all of their chances. So in the initial moments of the game, Julian Alvarez had a very good chance to open the scoring in the second or third minute of the game as Phil Foden opened the space for him. But sadly, Julian Alvarez skied the shot and missed that chance. After that, even Sheffield United got a chance to score a goal initially before the total 5 minutes in the game, but the goalkeeper saved it. And after that, all we saw was Manchester City. If you see the ratings of the players, it's pretty much evident that Phil Foden played the wonderful game. He was just so good yesterday. So now let's talk about the first goal. It happened in the 14th minute of the game, where Akanji played a long pass in the way of Foden. Well, what a good passer Akanji is. You have to give credit to Pep Guardiola. He selected him from Dortmund, where he was just an unused substitute. So Akanji gave away a long pass. It came into the way of Phil Foden. He couldn't actually control the ball, but luckily, after touching with Foden, it fell into the way of Mr. Underrated Rodri. And you know how dangerous that man is whenever he comes to the run, how dangerous he can be from a long shot. So Rodri receives the ball deflecting from Foden. He beats his man effortlessly. Just with a simple move, he dances into the whole defense of Sheffield United. And then, just before reaching the box, he sends in power shot into the bottom left corner of the goal of Sheffield United. And the poor goalkeeper couldn't do anything to stop the shot of Rodri. That's how the first goal happened. And then just after the few minutes, Manchester City again had a very good chance as Phil Foden received the ball by a misplaced pass from a Sheffield United player. He beats his man, he beats another man and places a very good pass into the way of Bernardo Silva. He actually placed a ball in plate for Bernardo Silva to convert the chance, but he missed it over there. It was a one-on-one with the keeper, but Bernardo Silva couldn't convert his chance. That was a horrible miss from Silva. And after that, what we see as the game kept growing in the 41st minute of the game, actually, Sheffield United got two clear chances to score. Firstly, their striker William Osula received the ball on a counter attack. He was just so near to score the goal, but Akanji, what a clear clearance by Akanji. He saved City over there. If he had converted this chance, Sheffield United might have grown into the game. But then, yes, Kanji's masterclass. He did not let the shot reach the post, and it was a brilliant save by Kanji, the centre back of City. And just within a minute, Sheffield United had another chance to score the goal. It was from a corner in which this striker Osula struck it brilliantly into the goal, but then it was Edison. What a fantastic save by Edison. That's pretty much all which happened in the first half. Then comes the second half. In the second half, the moment of the game was Oscar Bog, the Norwegian, came into the game in place of Jack Grealish. Well, Jack Grealish was looking so off. It wasn't a good game by him. And once Oscar Bob came on that left wing position, he brought dynamism and changed the game. He actually made City way more dangerous than they were with Jack Grealish on the pitch. So, just moments after coming into the game, he played a brilliant effort. He played a major part in the City's second goal. What he did is he received the ball, he draws the defenders towards him, and just when Foden made a run, he just did and placed a very good, well timed pass into the way of Foden. And Foden, just after receiving the ball, puts in a cross which narrowly escapes the leg of Sheffield United defender and just into the way of Julian Alvarez. And when he got gets such a clear chance into the box, it was an easy tap in by Julian Alvarez. And that's where the 2-0 to City began. And after this goal, it was all Manchester City bowling and Sheffield United playing low block. Phil Foden had another brilliant shot towards the goal. It was from outside the box in the 75th minute, but luckily the keeper saved it, and thus the match ended 2-0 and a brilliant Pep Guardiola ball by Manchester City. Next, we have to discuss about the game between the Chelsea and Luton Town. It was into the home of Luton Town in that minor stadium, and the stats might distract you to feel that it was an equal game. No, it wasn't equal. Chelsea were completely dominant in the match, but sadly only till 70 minutes. And Luton Town did everything after that 70-minute mark. They literally came into the game. And after this match, I must say, we have to respect Luton Town for the effort, for that comeback spirit they showed in the match. And they nearly equalized. They were just about to equalize the match, only if they had been a way more clinical in front of the goal. Hats off to the Hatters for this brilliant display after the 70 minutes. As you can see from the rating of the match, this game was all about Cole Palmer. He was cold today. He was extremely brilliant today in this match. It is very much evident from the ratings that it was a typical Chelsea ball. They all were disastrous, but it was one man, Cole Palmer, who led the team, and effortlessly it looked like Chelsea won it. So the first goal of the game came in the 12th minute, where a misplaced pass by a Luton Town defender, but I would rather say a horrible pass by a Luton Town defender, was standing in near the post. He gave it into the fit feet of the Cole Palmer. He simply came forward and strikes brilliantly into the post, and it was 1-0 for Chelsea. He does that cold celebration after his goal. And yeah, that was a brilliant strike, but a horrible mistake by Luton Town. And what surprises me the most is that this Luton Town side is just so horrible in defense, while their attack is really good. Yeah, they are in the relegation zone, but they attack really well. Only if they had an average defense, they would have been playing in the Premier League comfortably. They just need to improve upon their defense. The rest of the things do work in this team. The midfield and attack, they are fairly good. After that, in the 37th minute, Cole Palmer, after receiving a miscast place again by the Luton Town midfielder, receives the ball, runs towards the goal. And yeah, he was fairly lucky today as well, Cole Palmer. He just gives a pass, moment, a really brilliant finish, a power strike by Noni Madueke into the upper right corner of the goal. And the goalkeeper literally couldn't do to stop that shot. It was such a power shot. And Cole Palmer got an assist over there. It was a lucky assist, I would say. And thus the first half ended. There comes the second half. In the second half, the both the teams were trying initially, and it was the 70th minute It was the 70th minute when Nicholas Jackson received the ball to his feet. He brilliantly controls the ball, takes the defender away, runs towards the goal, and he played a brilliant pass into the way of Cole Palmer. And this was something. This was something, a pure class by Cole Palmer. There were three defenders of Luton Town coming towards him, a goalkeeper in front, and he just keeps the goalkeeper in dust, run towards the goal, and finishes with a cold finish. What a goal by him, and what a player he is. It's really sad to see that he's playing in a club like Chelsea, which is not even serious for any title. He really made a big mistake by leaving City. Now, after this goal, everyone thought that the game would be over and Chelsea might score another goal, but out of nowhere, just Luton Town came back from the dead. It was in the 74th minute that Doughty got the ball on the left hand side and he gets it out of his feet before whipping towards the front post. Elijah Adibao, he bursts in front of his marker and he powers a header beyond Petrovic, the goalkeeper of Chelsea. But then the VAR check this. It was a brilliant goal by Elijah Adibao, but sadly the Doughty was offside and this the build up of this goal and thus the was cancelled. But Luton Town did not stop there. They just grew into the game and created real danger for this Chelsea side. Then it was along the 80th minute that Luton Town got a corner. Doughty went for taking the corner. He sends in a great delivery, which the Ross Barkley, after escaping the marker, sends in a sends in a great header into the front post. It was the first goal for Luton Town. That is where they break the deadlock. It was a bad defending from the Chelsea, but that is what typical Chelsea does whenever they are under the pressure. And just after the first goal, after a foul from Chelsea, Luton Town got a free kick, which Doughty was there to take that set piece, and he just sends in a delivery, which was followed by a great header by Luton Town number 9. But that is where the Petrovic saved Chelsea. The young goalkeeper made a brilliant save and just kept Chelsea into the game, or else it was going to be literally it was going to be a 2-3 at that point. We have to credit Luton Town for that fighting spirit. That was a great header by number 9, but Petrovic saved it narrowly and it touched the far post, and there thus the goal was saved. And Luton Town did not stop there. It was then in the 87th minute where the Morris found Ogban with a clever pass and he clipped a delivery to the back post. Doughty then burst forward from his wingback position and heads towards the goal, but Petrovic again palms it away. However, then came the ball into the way of Elijah Adibao and he bounces inside the box to fire home. And this is where the Luton Town got their second goal. And this was all regarding the heroics of the Luton Town as they couldn't get a real chance after the second goal, and thus the game ended in a 2-3. But still, hats off to the Hatters, and what a game by Cole Palmer. And finally, we have the game between Aston Villa and Burnley, which ended in a 3-2. It was Aston Villa home and it was supposed to be a comfortable win, and Aston Villa actually played a good game. They were dominant in the game, but certain counterattacks and clinical approach by Burnley in front of the goal made things really harder for Aston Villa. But thanks to the penalty by Douglas Luiz in the dying minutes of the game, that Aston Villa managed to win and move to the second of the Premier League table. So the deadlock of this game broke when Oscar Watkins left his position as a centre forward and moved to the wing to receive the ball. And from there, he just played a mesmerizing football. He beat his man, then he ran all the way through the defense of Burnley and placed a pass which went into the way of Leon Bailey. And Leon Bailey sends in a power shot into the goal, which ended up as a goal eventually. What a goal by Leon Bailey, and what an effort by Oscar Watkins. That was a good pass, which led to the first goal for Aston Villa. And just after the first goal, what happened that the visitors showed an immediate response. Gudmundsson, who swings a free kick from the left, It was met by an unmarked Oshia who climbs highest to get his head to. A brilliant flick on which was followed by Amdowni, who closes in at the far post to volley home from close range. So in a matter of minutes, it changed from 0-0 to 1-1, and the game began from here. And after a few minutes of intense football, Aston Villa managed to get a lead again as another ball down the right from the Konsa came for Watkins, who cuts it back from the byline. Ramsey misses it at the front post, but Darby doesn't, arriving in the center of the box, and he slotted it into the far corner. Then there came a VAR check for the offside against Watkins, but it wasn't an offside, and eventually it was given. And thus, the second assist of the game for Oscar Watkins and a goal for Musa Diaby. What surprises me the most is that Aston Villa, a team regarded as an underdog in Premier League, has surprisingly way more superstars than any of La Liga team other than Real Madrid and Barcelona. After the Villa goal, the first half went on, and then came the second half. And in the second half, it was in the 56th minute where the Sander Burge grabbed Douglas Luiz by his shirt, and that led to the second yellow card for him. And thus the Burge went out due to the accumulation of two yellow cards, which eventually ended into a red card, and the things were very difficult for Burnley after this. But surprisingly, the 10-man Burnley did not stop there. It was in the 71st minute of the game where they equalized. How they equalized is that James Trafford had a goal kick. He tried to send in a long pass, and that deflected from the good Munson. And then there was the Foster who speeds onto the loose ball. He got away from the Villa defense and finishes expertly his counter attack with a low shot at the near post. Villa went close at the end, but Burnley make them pay at the other. It was a brilliant counter attack by Burnley, I must say, and what a finish by Foster. But finally, Aston Villa had the last laugh as Aaron Ramsey clips the Villa player, and that eventually led to a penalty for Aston Villa. And Douglas Luiz steps up to take the penalty, and he thus converts the penalty. It was about to be stopped. James Trafford guessed the right direction of the penalty, but sadly couldn't save it, and that is where the Villa got a lead, and thus they ended the game with the 3 points. A good game by Villa and Burnley as well.